Good morning, Flosstube. It is Tuesday, September 24th. I'm Helen D. Thanks for tuning in today. We're in second summer here in New England. We kind of go through, we have a cool spell and then it warms back up, as I think it does in a lot of the countries. So it was 80 degrees yesterday. I think it's supposed to be in mid-70s today with some thunderstorms. But they keep saying thunderstorms and we haven't had any like all summer. So we'll see what happens. Fall is officially underway. There's a cat right under the camera. I thought she was going to knock it over. She still may. We'll see what happens. Autumn, fall, officially underway. I believe yesterday was the first day. Yesterday is my son's birthday. So we had a very busy weekend with a birthday party for him. We have another birthday party next weekend with some of his school friends. This is always the busy time of year. I tell my husband that after his birthday, it kind of settles down. Although sometimes Halloween can be tricky if I'm making a random costume. I don't know what I'm making this year yet, he hasn't said. So I'm not that good of a seamstress, so they're challenging for me. A fun challenge, but challenging just the same. School, we've been in 3 weeks. We're pretty much in our routine. Some stuff is still starting. Band starts today. He decided to play the clarinet, so he was very excited for that today. I think he thinks he's going to come home, ready to join a symphony. I think he's going to come home having learned how to put the reed in, so we'll see how he actually comes home. As long as he comes home happy, I don't care. Chorus starts this week, so stuff is getting there. So when school started, I pulled out a bunch of my stuff that needed to be finished up. I have 2 more FFOs this week, and then I think I have a couple more things, but I haven't figured out how I want to finish them yet, so I may just wait. You don't want to just finish them for the sake of finishing them. If I wait, I can come up with something when I'm feeling a little more creative. So I have a couple FFOs. I have an FO. I have a bunch of whips. The usual stuff. So we'll do my FFOs first. So the 2 that I finished were both fall. This is Autumn Acre Row by Bent Creek. I think this is my favorite of the rows. When I first looked at them to do, I've had this chart a long time and I just hadn't gotten to it, but this one I really liked. I used the called for, except I did choose a Victorian motto for the pumpkins. And I think I might have changed the red because I didn't have the one it was called for. So I just put that on, it's on sticky board, and then there's fabric on sticky board, and I put some cording. Ever since I learned how to tuck in the ends of that cording with a little pin, everything's getting cording. So that one is done. And then the other one, you'll notice, is there's a big hole there, and this may fall apart because it's kind of held together on a wing and a prayer. I fully finished Autumn Acres Farm. I should have turned it around. It's not quite even on the top, but it's good enough for me. So again, I mounted that on sticky board with a piece behind it and some cording. And I made a little bow, and this is my Priscilla finish on the same piece from Hobby Lobby that she has hers finished on. And that is the one that I did a little shorter. I left the top barn off, so it's just kind of the bottom 2/3. So I'm glad to have that up. I had hoped to get the winter one done this year, so I'd have that, and I could leave that up year round. That's not even started, let alone almost finished, so that will not be happening. But that can be a 2020 plan. Sad to say, my 2020 list is growing, and I know full well I won't get to them all. So those were my 2 FFOs, and then my finish was Hello Pumpkin. This is Caterpillar cross stitch. They're autumn stitch along. The last one had that hedgehog and the bird and the leaf. I did that leaf twice because I messed it up. I love the colors in this. This is on a piece of Picture This Plus Fog. It's what I had when I started. And it's a 14. That's why it's kind of big. This is one that I don't know yet what I want to do with it. So it will probably, I pulled stuff out yesterday and I almost finished it, and then I thought, it's not exactly what I want to do. So I thought I'll just wait. I have a frame that I bought at Michael's last year, beginning of the year, that I finished the Frosted Pumpkin Welcome to the Jungle, and it's this deep blue. So next time I make it to Michael's, I might see if they still have one, because it might just get a frame and nothing more. So we'll see. But I loved doing that, as you'll see in my whips. I like caterpillar cross stitch. So those are done. All right, whips, I just grabbed the pile. Now I've noticed there was a while ago that I was feeling like stitching fall, right? I skipped summer. I want to stitch all fall. Now I think I'm ready to stitch winter. So I know I'm a seasonal stitcher anyway, but that's what's calling me, is I'm getting pulled to the Christmas stuff. Maybe button up will actually come back out, and I'm not minding stitching with white. So this was the Harvest Chockfull. I got a little more done since I showed it to you. I know full well this is not going to get finished this autumn, so this might get tucked away. And then when I'm feeling autumn again, I might get pulled out. We'll see. Or I might take a weekend and finish it. So I worked on that. It's like a mystery with what's in my bags. Okay. This one, my group of stitchers that we meet up, we are doing Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird as a round robin. So what we're doing is we each stitch our own inner border and the words. And then we're going to pass them around, and you'll get someone's, I think there's 8 of us. You might stitch this tree on one. And then you might decide, no, I'm going to do up the side on one. So you'll just kind of pick a section and work on it, and then pass it on to the next one and put your initials in the inside. And then when you get yours back, like in a year, we'll do the outer border. I changed the colors on mine. So mine is on a piece of Picture This Plus Sterling, which I had a piece, a small piece, and it was a little gray. And this one's a little green. I like them both. If I'd have draped that over the book, it would have stayed. So I changed my colors to match this fabric. So mine's a little different, you'll notice, because this line wasn't centered. It was kind of, they started over here and then there was a gap over here. So I said, well, I'll do the bottom line first and then the top line and I'll center it. But then I miscounted. So I didn't want to pick the whole thing out. So I put some doodads in there. And I'm just going to call it good. I'm calling it good. So mine is ready to be passed around. That's Lagoon, Gentle Art Lagoon, and Classic Colorworks, I believe, Mold Berries is what I've used so far. I don't think you can see this, but those are my colors. I kind of just did a little spot of each to make sure they would show up on my fabric. And I told them, some people are doing a color conversion, you know, like this brown is now this. I just pick some colors and I'm going to put them in the bag and use them where you see fit. So that one is ready to go. I thought this was one I can't show. I joined the Harry Potter swap again this year. Candy Stitches is organizing it. Minty Stitches, Minty Stitcher. They kind of are both doing it. They both did it last year. I think they're both doing it this year, but Candy's the one who sent out the email. So I've started my small, and I can't show that, but it's super cute. So that's been getting some love. This one's got a strong magnet on it because it's holding my whole floss ring. I worked a little on, whoops, I didn't turn it around. Sweeping cobwebs. It's in here, but I had to, I can't show you because it's all inside out. I worked a little on sweeping cobwebs, but again, not calling to me because I think I'm done stitching Halloween for the year. So that's how much I got done, and it may get tucked away, and then next year when I want to finish it, it'll work up really quick because I'm only doing the top like third. So I've got some more words in the bottom of this witch and a bottom border. So it wouldn't take me that long. It's just not calling to me at all. This was on a weird fabric. It was a new one. Fresco. This is 16 count Fresco, which was a new one that picture this, that 123 got in stock. So I bought a piece to try. It's tan, it's taupe. But it worked for this piece. But it didn't look much different to me than a lot of the other colors. In the picture, it looked gray. I'm sorry, I didn't grab some water, so actually I'm gonna pause and see if I can go get some water. If I pause, it'll mess up. And then I'll have to edit, and I don't want to edit. So I'm not gonna pause. I worked on the Ink Circles Mysterious Adventure Project map. I am behind on this one, but I finished the border. And because I finished the border, I thought I'm going to take a break and get some other things done. So here is my map as it stands so far. All my borders filled in. My coastlines are done. My inner border is filled in. So since I've finished, they've released the name, like you name your map, and a compass rose. The name I have ready to go. I just haven't pulled it out yet. The compass rose was last month's. That one was pretty small. So when I pull it back out, I can probably bust both of those out. And then the new one will come out. I don't know when. I don't know when, and I honestly, I don't know what. It'll be a surprise as to what that is. But that one's done. The other new piece I worked on is a new start. It's also Hall. It's also Caterpillar cross stitch because I gave in. I didn't print out the picture. I started the Decla Hall cell. So this is clue 1. It says build snowmen. That's my snowman. And then clue 2 is out and it says dress tree and it has a couple Christmas trees. I may change it to say trim tree. I'll do tree and I'll probably leave the little word off until the clue above it is there so I can get my spacing right. And then maybe some of the other letters will come out in some of the other words so that I can make sure they all match. This one I'm doing on, I didn't keep the tag, Vintage Country Mocha. It's an Aida, but it's like super soft. It's not over-dyed, it's a straight light tan. But I thought the colors in this are really bright and they looked really nice on there. So I started that. So I've got a lot going on. Got a lot going on. I'm feeling the pull of winter to get a couple of those pieces back out while also keeping up on all of these. I think that's all. I need to start, you know, it's late September. I have a lot of ornaments left to do. So I was thinking that October, I may need to make like ornamental October or something just to focus on getting some of those done. I'll have a new prairie schooler start in October. So the sweeping cobwebs, I should have mentioned, that was for Cobweb Corner was doing a sal. They are doing a sal, sweeping cobweb sal. A lot of people are done. I'm barely started. That also worked for my A Very Prairie Year sal for my September start. So I need to figure out an October start for that. And it might be Christmas related. And it probably will not get done by Christmas. I made a list of things that I would love to get done by the end of the year. And now I've added like 4 things to it. And I don't think it's feasibly possible to get all those done by the end of the year. But it's fun to try. Haul, I had just a couple things. My friend Penny came down to our meetup. She runs thedailystitcher.com and she's my Avon lady. She brings all her stuff. And I picked up the Heart and Hand 2019 Santa. Does anyone have kids who watched Rise of the Guardians? I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's not the right movie. Rise of the Guardians, the one with Jack Frost, and it has Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. These little elves with their triangle bodies remind me of that movie because they're little triangle elves. So I think this is adorable. We watched that movie a lot. I needed some more of that vintage country mocha because that's what I was doing the year in celebrations, of which I got 3 months done. That will also be on my 2020 list. I pulled that fabric from there, so then I needed to replace it. So I did an order with 123 Stitch, and I got this very reflective Scary Berry. Everyone's doing the berries. And it made me want to do the berries. Jen Upton finished a berry. It was beautiful. Someone else finished a berry. Cynthia Brew. She finished a berry. And then she made these fabric ones to go with it. Beautiful. Now I have a berry. We'll see when I get to it. And then the other thing I picked up, oh good, it's going to show, kind of, Jordan of Basic Stitches designs, and she has some really cute ones, and this was her newest, and it's called Harvest House, and that's the black and white. I love that tree. It's very cool, and the little lazy daisy flowers, sunflowers on the archway. So I picked that up, and I like, it's very small, 89 by 49, so it says it will be 5.5 by 3, so that's a nice little small, probably not for this year, but for some time. That was really cute. This is a quick video I'm breezing through. That's okay, give you time to watch other people's videos. There's been a lot of new videos. Actually, where's my little list? I haven't done shout-outs in a long time, and I couldn't remember who I've shouted out and who I haven't shouted out because it's been so long. So I kind of went through my history, weeding out the Pokemon and Zelda things that my son watches that clog up my history. And just to see kind of who I've been watching lately that I don't think I've mentioned. So, To Martini Stitcher, Erin, she's over in Washington. She might be right in Seattle. She's in Washington. She has some really fun projects going. She's fun to watch. I'm super jealous she gets to go to the meetups at Acorns and Threads. So I've been watching her. She does weekly, I believe, or tries to do weekly, and you know, life, sometimes they're not weekly. So I've been watching Erin. Made by Michelle McGraw, I started watching. Christy at Java Girl Stitches had mentioned her, and I went over and watched, and she has some awesome stuff. She does these big, they're like old school travel posters, but from movies. So like, you know, welcome to Hogsmeade, and it's Harry Potter, and she's done a bunch of those, and they're full coverage, and I love them. I mean, I've put them on my wish list and then been like, I'm just not a full coverage. So I take them off. And then you see hers and you're like, but they look so nice when they're all done. And she's got some other cute projects too. So I've been watching Michelle. And then Brenda and the Serial Starter, which is Brenda and Laura, they just started videos. And Laura is Maud and Mozart on Instagram. So I've been following her for a long time. They do samplers and things that are totally not what I stitch, but they're so pretty and the colors are so pretty, and the backdrop that they have with like all of Brenda's flosses hanging there, I just want to come over and pick them all off. So they've been fun to watch too. So I know there's more. Next time they have new videos pop up and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't mention them, I'll try and jot them down so that I can give you some new people to watch. There's so many to watch. I can't keep up. I know I'm behind. I fell behind over the summer. I'm not going to catch up. It will be like, oh, I watched her latest and I might have missed one or two because I didn't have a lot of time over the summer. Plans, end of September, more of the same. I want to catch up on Deck the Halls. I should catch up on the map. Those two sections wouldn't take me that long. And then October, I gotta work on ornaments. I have those cat ones. I need to do 5, the Britter keys. I think I have 2.5, maybe 2.25. I have 2. And then the little tiny ones for the teachers, I need to do a boatload of those because my son has decided this is 5th grade and he wants to give one to every teacher he's ever had at that school because it's his last year. It's like 20. So, I mean, they're tiny and they don't take that long. And I need to do one fully put together so I can kind of see how that's going to work and if that's going to work before I stitch 20. So maybe October, ornamental October. I'm going to make that happen. So I have the last thing today. I passed 3,000 subscribers. A few weeks ago, I guess. I didn't really pay attention. So thank you. I mean, it's been almost, I think it will be 2 years in October since I started with, you know, nervous about even doing them and no one's going to watch. And Flosstube has led me to so many new friendships. My own little stitching group, you know, I'm part of that we meet together. I've been to Frugal Yankee and met New England stitchers there, you know, other Flosstube friends from across the country, the other Portland. It's just been amazing. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed and watch every time I do a video. I really, really appreciate it and reading the comments. It's been so much fun. So I thought for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway, I haven't done a giveaway in a while, and I haven't made any bags, so it was going to be easy. So I thought what I'm going to do, a lot of Flosstubers have started designing, and they're great. So I thought I'm going to pick 3 Flosstubers that are also designers, and they all have Etsy stores. If you win, you can go to their Etsy store and pick out a PDF so that you can give me your email and then I can buy it and it will be emailed directly to you. I thought that's the easiest way to do it. That way, anyone, I don't care what country you're in, right? I never care for my giveaways anyway, but PDFs are really easy. So winners will just give me their email and then we can get that over. So I picked my friends, right? So Misty at Luminous Fiber Arts, and she just released Nevermore, that Raven, which I was hoping to get to this year, and it's not going to happen. Barbie, Pedal Pusher, she just released a new pattern too with pumpkins on it, and their beautiful color palette. That's not going to happen this year either. And then Jordan at Little Stitch Girl, who did the Harvest House that I just bought. She has a fun Haunted Hill Road chart that's pretty new, I think within the last month. And I think she's teased on her video that she has something new coming out later this week, next week, before this giveaway. So what I'll do, let me know in the comments, I guess which shop you'd like to be entered in, if you have a favorite, if you want to be entered in all three. And I do random number generator, not random comments, so I just keep a Excel spreadsheet. So when I read through the comments, I'll know what you mean, right? So if you just want to write, you know, Misty or Barbie or Luminous Fiber Arts or Jordan or Little Stitch Girl or all three, I'll know what you mean. I'll put you on that drawing. And then when I do my next video, which will probably be in 2 weeks, now that school's back on schedule, I'm back to my 2-week rotation, we will get that drawn. All right, this phone cuts me off at 30 minutes, I found out. I've been using my husband's phone, and I'm at 26. So if I don't want to edit, zip it. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of September. And as scary as it sounds, I will talk to you in October. Bye.